Whoa, you don't know, people. We're here in the kitchen whipping up something. Today it's gonna be jerk pork belly, Bally chef style, you get me? So, as you can see, just normal pork belly slices. You get in any supermarket. Got mine from Asda. I'm gonna stir it now. Open up the pork belly. So you see the nice long pieces, normal pork belly, nothing different. First we're gonna dash it in a little bowl. I don't know what any of you have been told, or this one hurts, but I'm telling everyone, please wash your meat before we cook it. A little bit of lemon, wash it, rub him up, sprinkle some lemon over it, kills the bacteria. Don't have lemon, vinegar, rub him up in some vinegar, kill out the disease. Rub him down in some salt, something, but please wash your meat. Alright, boom. So once everything's nice and washed, meat's looking fresh, smelling fresh, I like to cut it in half because I think it's just a bit too long to be putting one just on a plate like that. So you like to cut it in half. That's what we're going to do to all the pieces. So the first seasoning now, because we're ready to season them up, is my minced ginger and garlic paste. As I said before, if you don't have the paste, this is what I like using. If you don't have the paste, you can use garlic powder and ginger powder and it will do the job. So with this, you can be quite generous with it. Pork and garlic are an amazing mixture. Soy sauce, once again, you can be quite generous with the soy sauce. After that, I put a little bit of browning, literally a little bit. If you put too much, your meat will end up coming out blick. So, as I said, be careful with how much browning you put in. The main bit. So this kind of depends on how hot you want it. I like mine a good temperature. Remember, don't put too much. Next is salt. Put a tiny bit of salt. You got to remember, especially the jerk seasoning, it has salt in it already. So now we use them hands. Let me show you what these hands are made for. You just massage, you know, caressing. So after the first mixing, I then like to add a little bit of all-purpose seasoning. I like to add jerk seasoning, the powder. You know, if some of the man them were looking at this one, just think of sometimes, you know, when you have a good nice girl and it's Valentine's Day and you're there and you know you're ready to give her a massage because you know you want to get her in the mood. And you're caressing her, she's loving it. That's how you take care of your meat. Caress it in. Massage all the seasoning in. You then just leave that. Some people leave it for about an hour, I would say. Some leave it overnight, that's even better. But not everyone has time to be leaving their meat overnight. But you just let all the flavours just marinate in. And if you just smell it, it smells wicked.
2 hours later.
Now, when your meat's all nice, seasoned, all the flavours are mixed in, you can see that I transferred the meat from the pan that I had it in. Just transferred it to another bowl because now you have to place the meat into the tray. You can't just have all the meats lying on top of each other or everything's not gonna evenly cook out. So you can see everything nicely placed in. See, mine are a little bit squashed up. That's totally fine. It depends, you know, how quick that you want them. When they're squashed up like this, it will take slightly longer, or you can transfer it over to 2 trays. But to be honest, I just like to squash it all in. It's fun. Once you put them in the oven, you've got to keep rotating them just to make sure everything's getting the heat, everything will get cooked. So now, the last bit before we put it in the oven, Bally Chef's little secret, a little bit of honey, not too much. Next, just sprinkle a bit of oil over them. Look, it's raw, but you can still see the flavours. Cheese! So, for the first part, when I have it in the oven, just wrap it with some foil. This just allows everything to steam up, get cooked nice and evenly. Wrap the foil on and boom, we're ready to go. So, firstly, I'll just dash this in the oven now, probably keep in the oven for about an hour, and then we'll check on it, and I'll show you when we check on it.
2 hours later.
So once we take it out the oven, let's see, just all the juices are there. There we go. Swimming in the juices, that's how you know we're basically ready. So when it looks like this, it basically is cooked already. What I like to do is basically turn them around, move them about to make sure everything, you know, is getting some space in there. I'll do that, put the foil on it again, and then leave it in there for probably about another half an hour, and then I'll show you what we do next after that. So here basically all I've done is just separate the meat juice from the meat, and I put all the meat juice in one container, and as you see, the meat's dry, most of the juice has been taken off it. So now we're back with the honey, and we're just gonna put a light glaze over the pork. So just like the honey, we're gonna glaze the meat with the meat juice that we poured out, and this keeps the meat juicy and tender. So once you've glazed the meat with the honey and the juice, you'll see that this is what it will look like. You have juice in the pan, but not too much and not as much as before. Now we're just going to pop it back in the oven without the foil, and we'll see the results. And boom, there you have it. Oven jerk pork belly done Bally Chef style. You can still see that there's a little bit of juice in there, still succulent. Enjoy.